kitchen today. But we're going to make, what are we making today?
Well, this is roast lamb. Now, it's fall. It's the perfect time of year for a nice lamb, and as soon as you walk through the door, or wheel through the door, you smell that rosemary and thyme, and it's so wonderful.
Oh, you know, now, Johnny's a married lady, and of course, being paralyzed, you cannot use your hands at all. You have no use of your hands at all. And so the only way that you can make Johnny know that you're even touching her is to feel your shoulders or above your shoulders, right, Johnny?
Yes.
Now, you are a married lady, and so you, of course, you have a kitchen at home, and you know, you're expected to cook and do all the things a woman does in the kitchen.
I have to be careful around a kitchen, too, though, Tammy. I mean, I don't feel it all in my hands, and if our stove was on right now, I might be in danger. In fact, I've done that. I put my hand up against something, and I come away with a big blister,
and you haven't even felt it. Absolutely no feeling. And so the kitchen would be a dangerous place. If you were to cut yourself in the kitchen, there'd be no way to know.
Stay away with that knife.
Whoa!
And also, in shopping, it's quite a challenge when you have a total disability to shop.
Now, you drive.
Right.
Now, you get in your van. You have a van, a van that I've ridden in, by the way. Johnny's a great driver. And you go to the shopping market just like anybody else. You go to the market. Now, how do you shop?
Well, if I'm going to get a lot of items, for instance, like this for the lamb today, I will call ahead and have perhaps a clerk or a bag boy assist me, going up and down the aisles, and I'll hold the bag on my lap, and he'll drop in all the items, and I do unit pricing, so I want to make sure that I get the right item. And, but if it's just one or two quick items, I will wheel into the store and maybe see a little kid down the end of the aisle, and I say, hey, come here and let me borrow your hands. And he'll lend me his hands to reach up and grab a can of tomatoes.
Because can you imagine, when you go into a store, you cannot pick anything up yourself. I mean, she cannot reach over and even grab a loaf of bread, and so someone has to do every single thing for you, right?
Kids love going to the market with me.
I bet they do.
They really do, and I have to watch what they put into the basket on my lap. All gets in.
A really cute thing happened one time. Johnny was sitting there with a little kitten up in her lap, and she was just petting this kitten and petting this kitten, and what happened, Johnny? All of a sudden...
Well, I was petting the kitten, and I'm talking to my friends over here, and I look... They start laughing, and I don't know what they're laughing. I look down, the kitten's gone.
And Johnny's still petting away.
Anyway.
And so, I can't imagine. I want everyone to try to put yourself in Johnny's place today and realize what it's like today. I think that is so important, Johnny, that we sometimes who have all of our, our health and our extremities and can feel and walk and do all these things, they need to put themselves in your place today and realize what that would be like.
And I want folks to understand that my husband is not the cook around the house. He's not my nurse. He's not my attendant. I want my husband to be my husband. And that's why I appreciate folks like you who will willingly lend me their hands and help me prepare a dinner party or a lamb, such as we're going to do
today.
Well,
what happens when you have people over to your house? You say, come on, gang, come on over, we're going to have supper, we're going to fix up, we're going to have a great time together, and they all, oh, sure. Well, what happens?
You're going to come over and fix up.
Right. I say, we're going to put you to work. And it's fun. They love it.
Oh, I know they do.
I think friends and couples enjoy coming to the house because they all end up with little jobs and responsibilities. And
do you sit there and delegate everything?
Well, listen, I'm the chief here today. You guys are the Indians.
That's right. We're the Indians today. We are going to fix this meal today. Now, Johnny, where do you carry your recipes?
Well, I've got to show you. Where's the camera? Can you guys?
Right over here. She can wheel out and show them where Johnny puts her recipes.
Well, I've got to be careful because I can't grab things with my hands, so I scotch tape all of my recipes to my knee. Try that.
Oh, my.
But
now, Johnny, I know that you like to look nice. You always look so pretty. You always have your lipstick on. You always have your eyes so nicely made up, and your hair is just gorgeous all the time. How do you manage all these things?
Well, that's not easy because sometimes I have 6 different people on 6 different days that will put my makeup on.
Johnny, no.
Well, it teaches me flexibility.
Oh, Johnny, no.
You know how St. Paul said he's got to be content in plenty or in want?
Right.
Well, sometimes my hair just won't look exactly the same way on a Tuesday as it would on a Monday. And not everybody will artfully handle a comb or makeup as the last person. But it's taught me flexibility. It's taught me not to be nitpicky.
Have you ever gotten in a fight with somebody and just gotten so frustrated and said, that is not the way I like my hair, that is not the way, do you ever have a little fuss like that?
Well, no, I don't have a fuss. I mean, I just kind of accept it as it comes, and some days I look like, some days I can't tell you what I look like. And, you know, I have the Beverly Bouffant, the Francie Flip.
Oh, no.
You know, all the girls who do my makeup, I kind of name.
That is
You know,
so
it's funny.
cute.
If somebody walks up to me and says, "Johnny, you look so lovely," sometimes I hear a voice over here say, "Thank you." You know, someone else is actually, you know, they're taking the credit for the makeup and the hair.
Well, yeah. Now, you said your husband put your lipstick on, and that a lot of times he just doesn't do it right. Now, this is what he does. This is what her husband will do sometimes. He just holds it right like that, and then she has to put it on herself.
Well, he refuses, and I don't blame him. You know, he's not real neat with makeup.
Right.
He refuses to kind of get in there and do all the little
and do all the little lines like up at the side, you know,
So
this
I'm the
right
one,
up here, you know,
right.
like up there a little bit. And up
So
up
I'm the
this way.
one who has to move my mouth around the lipstick.
You ever get frustrated with your husband saying, "Oh, honey, that is not the way I want it done"?
Yes, I do. When he gets frustrated with me, say, "Look, quit reading all these magazines and learning all this new stuff. Stick with one way to do it, and I can handle one way, but don't get into all the new shades and all the new styles and so."
And all the new little things, it's little shadings and all those kind of things that they do. He just does it one way and that's it, right?
That's it.
Well, Johnny, we're going to cook today. You're going to cook today through our hands, and how nice that we can use our hands to help Johnny.
Well,
I like
listen,
that.
I'm going to give Ron a job. He
All
can
right.
start making little slivers of ginger root.
Now, Johnny just told me today that this is ginger root.
And when you're married to somebody who's Japanese, you learn to like ginger.
So this is a Japanese thing, then.
Well, yes. Let's see. Does it have slant? No, I'm not. I'm only teasing.
We'll put some little slanted eyes in.
No, that's
No.
cruel.
Now it has slanted eyes. He's like a little person. This is a little head, this little bite, that arm raised, it's got two little
Carrying
fat
a baby or
legs.
something.
My husband's going to be very angry with me for being so ethnic. So,
Okay,
anyway,
so Ron's going to cut the ginger root.
yes, little slivers of
Okay.
ginger root.
Okay, now what does
And
Lee
Lee,
do?
let's give Lee the garlic.
Okay.
All right.
Garlic, Lee,
Right,
here's
Lee gets the
Here's
garlic.
another one, okay.
Okay.
And you have to peel the garlic, Lee. You don't eat it, you peel it.
Now, you're making slices of ginger root. Is he doing it right, Johnny?
Little tiny slivers and slices. Take one of those little cross sections and make little slivers. And Tammy, you can take the pick over there and let's start putting lattice, do a lattice design right next to your thyme, Tammy.
Oh, this.
Tammy
Okay.
and the thyme.
Now, what am
right.
I supposed to do?
Well, you just put little holes about an inch apart all throughout the top of the lamb. That's it, about a half an inch deep. You got it right. Oh, good. Break the skin.
Okay.
Watch your fingers. Hey, this is fun.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
sometimes I
Are these slivers?
well, you have to cut them in little slivers. So little,
Even
how many
sideways
holes
on
do
that?
I put in, John?
well, about an inch apart until you cover the top of the lamb. You got it.
Okay.
And Ron, that's interesting that you asked me if that was slivers. Tammy, when I teach somebody else how to do a recipe, I've got to be articulate. I've got to be able to communicate very succinctly
Yeah.
exactly what needs to be. Hey, you did it.
You did it in
And
slivers.
start putting those things in the holes of the lamb.
Okay, now you stick them in the holes of the lamb.
Stuff
Oh.
it down in there.
Wow.
You got it.
Boy, it's good. I hope I made my holes big enough here, Ron.
Well, you get a clove and you start making slivers and stick them in the little
Stick
holes.
them in the hole. Okay, stuff those holes in the lamb with this, what is this called again?
Now that's ginger root.
Ginger root.
And boy, I tell you, when you walk through the door and this is cooking after a few hours, it
Heaven.
really smells gingery and garlicky. It's
Okay, I'm
wonderful.
soaking them down in there, John. Am I doing right?
Well, you gotta, yeah, that's pretty good.
How many do you put in one?
As many holes as you have.
But I mean, how many slices do you put in a hole?
Well, you alternate with the ginger and the garlic, the ginger and the garlic.
Oh, where's the garlic?
lamb.
Right here.
Okay, here's the garlic.
There
Cut
you
it far
go.
apart.
Well, what do you do with the garlic, John?
Cut it in slivers.
Oh, Lee, that was your responsibility. Look, it's a big clove yet. You gotta get that into little
You gotta
slivers.
sliver it.
Hey.
Sliver it.
Gee.
We gotta teach this guy how to cook.
Come on, Lee.
Everybody knows. I know how to cut it.
Now I'm ending up with slivering the garlic.
Everybody knows how to cut slivers, Lee. Come on,
Okay,
grow it up.
so you do it there. Now that's the way.
it. That's the way to
now
do it.
we're doing it. Okay, now we put a sliver in here. It's hard to get them in those holes, John.
It is, but you gotta have strong
Just
fingers.
go for it. Stick those right,
Right,
in there. Okay.
and I don't know how you're going to get that garlic out from underneath your fingernails. That's your problem, not mine.
That's what I'm wondering.
Nibble on it at lunch.
Oh,
Right.
dear. I love garlic, though. They say garlic's very good for you.
It is,
It's
yes.
very good for you.
Now, listen,
I
while
have to re-hole here or something.
While Ron goes ahead, hey Ron, I think you're doing great.
Good.
While Ron goes ahead and finishes pushing the garlic and the ginger alternately into those little holes, Tammy, we need a bowl and you can start mixing the glaze.
Oh, good. You do that, because my fingernails are too
Let's
long
fill
for this
this
or
line.
something. Okay,
I got slivers.
There you go. We got plenty of slivers.
Okay, now I need a bowl. Where's my bowl, you guys?
Well, in a bowl, you crush the rosemary. Can I read the recipe for our friends out there?
Yes.
As
Yeah,
you
let's get it.
do this?
Yeah.
Okay, while the kitchen is in chaos, I'm going to read this recipe. And you crush the rosemary,
Yes.
which is,
It's big enough, John?
that's plenty. Yes, that's great. 1/2 teaspoon of dried crushed rosemary leaves.
The rosemary.
And you also put in 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme. Write this
about
down,
it.
you guys out there. This is a great recipe.
Okay, and half a teaspoon of dried thyme.
Right, in a small bowl,
About
rosemary
12:30.
and 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, and the remaining cloves of garlic. If there's any little leftover bits of ginger or garlic, just dump them in. Got that, Ron?
Yes, it's going great over here, Johnny. Get ready to stab this lamb.
Half a teaspoon. I'm still back on a half a teaspoon of thyme.
Right.
Okay,
half
now, and then what?
the remainder
Liver
bits
garlic,
of ginger right
Okay.
there. Hey, this is fun. I never cooked with 3 people in a
Isn't
kitchen.
it?
Man.
Okay, the remaining bits of ginger.
Okay, and
First thing it says, too many cooks spoil the broth.
right, now 1 teaspoon of honey. Can you bring that honey over here?
Oh, I love.
Oh, this is smelling good. I'm serious.
It's smelling good.
really
One
is.
teaspoon of honey. Okay.
1 teaspoon of
What I
honey.
want to know is how do you stop it in a teaspoon? I just keep going.
I'm glad you have the hands and I don't at this point.
Okay, now, John, now what?
And now you put in 1/3 cup Dijon mustard.
Okay,
My
1/3 cup.
favorite kind of mustard.
Oh, me too.
I love it. So 1/3 cup of Dijon mustard. Let me repeat the recipe for this glaze for you people out there. Let's see. 1/2 teaspoon rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon thyme, 1 teaspoon of honey, 1/3 cup of Dijon mustard,
That's a lot of mustard.
and also you throw in there the remaining bits of garlic and ginger. How you doing, Ron?
All this
We're coming right along here. I measured that right out.
ginger's
perfect.
kind of falling apart on me here.
Okay, and then remaining bits of garlic we put in here. Okay.
Right, and now you slowly beat in 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
Oh.
Am I rushing you guys?
No, we're doing fine here,
He's
Johnny.
doing fine, Johnny.
Well, it's smelling fantastic.
Whoa, now 2 tablespoons of...
2 tablespoons of olive oil. Everybody got that?
Olive
We
oil.
got it right here, olive
I'll
oil.
buy around it.
I tell you, you guys look more handicapped than me right I mean it.
Johnny, I don't cook a whole lot,
Called
you know.
handy capable, okay?
Right.
But I'm learning here now. Okay, now what, John?
Okay, now
Beat this in.
slowly beat in the olive oil until it thickens. Of course, you're
Okay.
pretty close there already, aren't
Yeah,
you?
I've come right up to it here.
Hey, Ron, would you do Tammy a favor and hand over the soy sauce, please?
So,
Great.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
being
it
ethnic
smells-
again. Watch
It
it.
does not smell good. Oh, no.
Now you add the soy sauce, and we have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is a great glaze on a lamb, and it cooks up so wonderful. It has a nice crunchy, gets nice and
How do you get
crunchy.
the soy sauce out of there?
You have to have strong muscles, of which I have none, but you do. So great, you're doing it. Okay, that's 1 tablespoon.
1 tablespoon.
And another tablespoon.
Now, the soy sauce probably... Yep.
look right?
Hey, that's it. Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you gotta...
You can pry that plastic thing out of there. If you
Oh,
want for
all right. Well,
we
get it
got
fine.
it.
Take it a little late, but
Yeah, thanks, Lee.
Okay,
anytime.
get it all together
Now we're
until
gonna-
it's nice and smooth.
Ooh. This smells so good. I wish we had
Can I
smell-o-vision.
smell it?
Yes, Johnny. Is it smelling right?
Can I taste a little?
Yes.
Just a little on that.
Okay. I'll get it all together so that you don't have to taste one thing and not the other.
Well, I can use
Okay, Johnny.
garlic. I might use
Is it tasting right? Yeah, but not.
I didn't have breakfast this morning.
Oh, no. I got to taste it, too.
It's going to be a good glaze.
That is
Yeah.
heavenly. Oh, my.
Okay, Ron, this is get to get your fingers dirty. Actually, not dirty.
Anything besides lamb?
Well, because it has rosemary in it and thyme, it's especially good for
Oh,
lamb.
that tastes good.
Yeah, it does. Okay, Ron,
So you want the rest of these slivers of
Yes.
this in the
the rest of the
glaze?
little slivers of the ginger and the garlic go right into the glaze. You guys are fantastic. Boy.
Oh,
We
you're
work
saying
to
that
get
cause-
No, I'm serious. Come up to my kitchen anytime.
We work well together. We do this every day, Johnny, so, you know, we work well together. Well, all right.
Okay, now we just...
That was not a sliver, you guys.
What was it?
Look at that. It's a big chunk. There, we'll get that one out of there.
I didn't cut the garlic, so I
That
really
was
don't
not
know.
a sliver, Lee.
What is it?
It's
Sliverly.
a chunk. All right.
Sliverly.
Now we spread over the lamb.
Do we stick the lamb in the plate yet?
Oh, good idea, yeah. Stick it in the plate.
There,
Lamb in
Ronnie,
a plate.
Stick it right in there.
Nice to have Indians who will ask the chief good questions like,
Do we stick the
what's the lamb in the
Do we
plate?
cook this
Now
when we're
what do we
done?
do next?
Well, now you spread the glaze over, and we can just spoon it right on. And that's it. Spread it with the back side of your spoon.
Wonderful.
Oh, you're doing such a good job. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Johnny.
This is going to be wonderful.
This is gonna be so
Seriously,
good.
you know, we're not acting here, guys.
No, this is the first time we've ever done this recipe.
Really roast this in this
Yes,
oven.
we can.
Is this
We
oven
got a
work?
brand new oven just today.
Wonderful.
A brand new oven and a brand new microwave.
Well,
today.
listen.
What do we put the oven on?
Oh, the oven goes to 350. Yeah,
Oh.
hey, seriously, we're going to do this, aren't we?
Now, do we put this all on, John?
Excuse me, I'm
Yeah,
going to
smooth it on in the front, too.
Oh, in the front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of get it in there, turn it around.
Okay, so that's just,
Oh. Well, we have to let it stand for about an hour, and then after that, we roast it after it's preheated to 350. Roast it at 450 and for 15 minutes, and then reduce the heat to 350 and bake 10 to 12 minutes per pound for medium rare, and I love my lamb medium rare. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take a tour of Kevin's house right now, and I really will be back in about 4 hours.
oh, that'll be great because it'll be ready by
I'm
then.
serious. Let's have lamb sandwiches.
Oh, look
I'm
at
so
this.
excited.
Does that not look wonderful?
Well,
Great.
I want to tell you that you graduate from a novice beginner to an advanced beginner. Yes.
Now, Johnny, when you get all this done and everything, then who does the dishes?
Well, our guests do the dishes.
Oh, they do?
They do.
They
Now,
even do the dishes.
my husband will help me in some of the preparation.
Yeah.
Actually, I may borrow another friend's hand to do the glaze and let it sit and get everything all ready. Perhaps another friend to help me
Well,
set
you
the
can
table.
borrow this fence for all the other things, but please don't borrow these hands to do the dishes, Johnny.
And, well, we tell our guests that when they come to our house. We say, you're invited, but also, after dessert, you got to clean up. But they don't mind.
No, that's
We
fun.
have fun.
I know you have such a good time.
We do.
Johnny, what's your favorite food? What would you say if you have a favorite junk food? What's your favorite junk
Well,
food?
I'm going to get ethnic again and say I love sushi. I love maguro. I love lots of raw fish and tuna.
Oh, come on, Johnny.
Well, listen, I love Maryland oysters, so, you know, I'm all ready for the raw seafood, right?
Boy, you are brave.
Well, it tastes great. It really
now,
does.
someone else, people are going to be interested in, they say, if Johnny cannot use her hands, how does she eat? So, Johnny, I'm going to get a fork here, and we're going to show them how you eat.
Exactly.
Tell me where to put it.
Well, let me show you. It's this little slit of leather right there.
Right
Stick
there.
it down in there.
Okay.
You got the fork upside down, Tammy.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Like that.
And
then?
I have good shoulder muscles, so I can everybody see this? Oh, good. So I kind of scoop the food onto the
plate.
Yeah. And I try when I go out to order mashed potatoes so everything sticks together. And it doesn't roll off my spoon or my fork.
Oh, no, peas wouldn't be a good thing for you, right?
Never order peas or spaghetti if you're disabled.
Oh, dear.
And then I kind of shrug my shoulder, and when I do, I'm able to lift the fork to my mouth.
Now, what about drinking? Does someone always have to
Yes.
give you a drink?
Somebody
right?
else may have to give me a drink, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's fun when people don't mind borrowing their hands.
Yes.
You know, there's a wonderful portion of Scripture, I think it's in Romans chapter 12, that says that we are all members of one body, but we have different functions. And sometimes when we lack a lot of strength, and when we're weak, the stronger members of Christ's body are able to compensate and fill in the gaps. And honestly, for me, cooking is a spiritual experience because I'm borrowing other people's strength to make up for my weakness. And I hope you get an idea that literally everything I do has some kind of a spiritual application because I can't do so many things.
I mean, you can't even brush your teeth, can you, Johnny?
No.
So someone has to brush your teeth for you. Do those private things that you have to have people help you do, does that bother you to have them help you brush your teeth in the private?
Oh, I don't know. Only when they floss my teeth too hard and make my gums bleed. That's about the most I'll get upset.
Yeah.
Right.
I think another thing is that all of us everything that we do has spiritual applications, but sometimes we're so involved in what we do, we don't catch what God is saying
And you
in
know,
our daily lives.
St. Paul said, and I think it was in 1 Corinthians chapter 1, don't look it up, I might be wrong, but I think it is, he said, these things have happened that we might not rely upon ourselves, but on God. And that's how I feel. This has happened that I might not rely upon myself, but on the hands of you, and you, and also on the Lord. So truly, through our weakness, God's power can show us that.
Oh, people, that is just marvelous. Johnny has written a book that's behind me that says, I recommend that everybody, and I mean everybody who's ever felt sorry for yourself needs to have this book. And I need to read it once in a while, Johnny. But if you've ever felt sorry for yourself, you need to have this book. The book's name is Choices and Changes. And the proceeds from this book, and Johnny, I did not know this. I couldn't believe it when I read, when we did the Jim and Tammy show, and I read that the proceeds from this book are going to go to Kevin's house.
Yes.
That is so precious of you. Thank you.
Well, I want you to understand that disabled people don't always want to be on the receiving end. Disabled people like to give in return. We don't always want to be receiving, so it's nice to give to Kevin's
Well, you
house.
know, Kevin's house isn't paid for yet, and this will help to pay for Kevin's house, and thank you from the bottom of our heart. We appreciate it. And so if you would like to order this book, which I think you ought to order several copies of it, you call area code 1-704-554-6000. You can put it on a credit card. It's a $25 gift that you can put on a credit card, or write PTL Television Network right here in Charlotte, North Carolina, 28279. And to get it again, you can call 1-704-554-6000 and put the $25 gift on your credit card, and we will send this book. Plus, for the first 6,000 requests, we will send Johnny's bestseller, #1 bestseller to you. The first book that Johnny wrote, just simply called Johnny. So the first 6,000 people will get both books. After that, for your $25 gift, after the first 6,000, you will receive Johnny's Choices and Changes. And so call right away. There's 50 operators standing by to take your call. And you know, if there's someone who's on drugs and having a hard time getting off drugs, maybe they're on alcohol and having a terrible battle with alcohol. Maybe you know someone who is just depressed over life, or the things that they just can't help. Maybe your loved one has died, and you feel so sorry for yourself, and you think you're never going to get above the grief, and you're never going to get over it. Read Johnny's book. It'll help you. It'll set you free, and it'll tell you how you too can live a victorious life in Christ Jesus. So call us today, right away, or write PTL, and we'll be glad to get Johnny's book right in the mail to you. $25 one-time gift. Thank you, Johnny.
This was
I
fun.
love you. You know I love you. Thank you, Johnny. A wonderful recipe and a wonderful lady. I love Joni Eareckson Tada so much. Didn't we have a wonderful time with her? We had a real funny, wild person come to PTL with us.
Crazy.
And that was Richard Simmons. And we had a wonderful time with Richard. I took Richard to a restaurant with me to eat. And I will wish to this day that I never took Richard to the restaurant. We had quite a time. He was going around the restaurant, pulling food out of people's hands, doing all sorts of wild things. But Richard's a wonderful guy, and I think this next segment will really touch your heart. It made me cry, and it just, well, I'll let you see it for yourself, okay?
Hey!
We're having a party, yes! Richard, I have to ask you something. Do you think that people are born, do you think there are some people born to be fat regardless? Do you think there's a certain weight that you are kind of born to be or not?
I think that there are some people who have bigger fat cells than others, but you may have had a grandmother or a chubby aunt dangling from your family tree, but you can get down I mean, I have 66 studios now, and I have men and women who weigh up to 500 pounds, who have never been really thin in their lives. And once we clean up their eating habits and we put them on an exercise program, they do lose the weight and get down to a size they feel comfortable with. Unfortunately, in our society, everyone thinks that a woman should be a size 5.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
And that's wrong. I mean, years ago...
We're talking unfortunate.
Look, the department stores like Bloomingdale's, years ago, their mannequins were a size 14.
You're kidding.
And today they're a size 5. So society is gearing us up.
Hasn't it?
Yes.
Years ago, the little round woman was all right. But today, you have to be the little sleek, thin, skinny. Is that good or bad?
I think it's wrong. I think we should never judge anybody by what it says in the scale. I have women who go from 300 pounds to 190,
And some women, 190 is right for them. Is that right?
They look great.
So you don't look at a woman who weighs 190 pounds and said, you need to get down to 115.
No, no. Matter of fact, I design clothes for the big girls, size 14, 16, 18.
Oh, I know. We had your jumpsuits. We had the Richard Simmons jumpsuits, and we had more fun with those.
So here's my feeling. If a woman of 300 pounds can stand up and say, I'm healthy, I feel good, I have a great job, and I sleep well at night, then I say, God bless you. But if she walks up to me and says, Richard, I'm
tired
300
all the
pounds,
time,
I'm tired, I don't feel good, I can't get a job, they discriminate against overweight people, then I say, well, then let's not fight society. Let's just be healthy. Let's just, fat is not beautiful. If you take fat, chicken fat, and stick it on a plate and put it in the living room, no one's going to whistle at it. I mean, fat is not beautiful. People are beautiful. And you've got to get the fat off.
Now, they say that fat, actually, the fat on your body, that actually looks like chicken fat.
Looks, I've been in many autopsies. It's just yellow.
Is it?
It looks just like chicken fat.
And when you're carrying around 15, 25, 100 extra pounds, to know what that's like, go get a 100-pound bag
of dog food.
Carry that around and see what that feels like. My
feeling is this: take life one day at a time. Get up in the morning and have some fresh fruit or a bran muffin or eggs.
Is breakfast a must, Richard?
Absolutely. You've got it.
Do you eat breakfast?
Every morning.
What kind of breakfast do you eat? I
have fresh fruit, or I have a bran muffin. I don't eat eggs because it's too high in cholesterol. Now keep quiet over there.
Now I find that if I eat breakfast,
I want them to see a shot of these people working and cleaning up. So what? You have some staff here. Oh
You just about didn't get away, Richard. You know that, don't you?
I know he cares about me, but...
Okay, Richard, I find that if I eat breakfast in the morning, I'm more hungry all day long. Now, do you hear people say that?
No, the whole thing is this. You must eat breakfast in the morning because it starts your whole day. You need that little bit of glucose.
Because otherwise you fasted all night long. You haven't eaten all night long since maybe probably 6 o'clock the night before, and then you're not eating until, noon the next day if you don't fast. I mean, if you don't
Having a balance, if you have a balanced breakfast and a balanced lunch and a balanced dinner, you won't snack.
Oh,
that's the problem.
There we go.
People eat sometimes 1,500. People eat sometimes. There they are! Hi. People eat about sometimes 2,000 calories a day just in snacks. No good.
No. And that's what puts the weight on, is the snacks. I know, I'm a snacker. I like to snack.
The secret of it, Tammy, is to combine eating with an exercise program.
We're going to talk about exercise. Richard, you just wrote a book called Reach for Fitness. It's a special book of exercises for the physically challenged. And that's for people in your wheelchairs, people on crutches.
People with polio, spina bifida, arthritis, Down syndrome, cystic fibrosis, cerebral palsy.
And having to sit and not be active like we are. No, you get fat, you get sluggish. It seems a person would die a lot quicker.
If you think that America discriminates against fat people, you can't believe how they discriminate against physically challenged people.
That's true.
I've had national shows, because in just a few minutes we're going to have some of our physically challenged people exercise, but I have national shows, Tammy, that say to me, don't bring the handicapped, we don't want to see them.
Oh, that's sad.
I have bookstores.
That is life. Now that's life.
I have bookstores that go, we don't want to see crippled kids, it's depressing. Bottom line is, everybody on this earth that is living should have a wonderful life, and we should all work as a family.
Yes.
And we should never discriminate against anybody because they're in a wheelchair.
Oh, what a
never, ever, ever.
That's true. So, you've come up with some exercise. How did you come up with the exercises, Richard?
We went to 100 doctors and 300 physical therapists, and we put together the first exercise and nutrition book. Sylvester Stallone did the foreword because he has an autistic child. And every dime from this book, every dime I make and every dime Warner Books makes goes to build exercise studios free of charge for handicapped people in 50 hospitals.
God bless you, Richard. And it's high time that somebody gets something and cared.
And we only hire the disabled, and they get a salary.
Is that right?
We train them for jobs. And now what we're doing is we're putting together a movie to take to schools so that kids can stop making fun of other people and learn how to respect them. Because as you can see, I was on Joan Rivers' show the other night, and I brought her a picture that was painted by a man who had no arms and no legs, and he painted this with a brush in his mouth. And we're all capable, as God's children, to do such wonderful things if others would give them a chance.
Yes, yes.
I mean, there are 38 million Americans who are considered disabled in the United States, who have a difficult time getting jobs. Many of them are alone. Do you know that 45% of babies who are born disabled are given up to orphanages and foster homes because parents can't deal with it?
And what a delight they could be to their family. What a delight, how much the parent misses by giving away a child because they're not just perfect.
So everyone should buy the book and read it and let their kids. And here's the great part about a book. At the end of the book is an appendix. And at the end of the book, I explain in detail the top 50 disabilities in the world. And if every night the able-bodied community would read just one page a night, this would become a better world that we live in. Right.
Well, we're going to bring the chairs out, Richard, and we're going to go down to some of the people that we have in the audience. And we have with us Rosetta Joseph. Rosetta, come here, let me talk to you a moment. You have brought the whole front row here with you. And let's talk a little bit about these folks.
You all love Rosetta? Huh?
Rosetta, where are you from, honey? What is it?
The New Horizons Tri-County Development Center in Rock Hill, South Carolina.
And we're glad to have each one of you with us today. And you're going to come and help us out. So what are we going to do? We're going to get in a circle or what? Okay.
Over here, come on.
Come on, wheelchairs, up here.
We're going to exercise. Come on. Come on.
Okay, do we need to push? Yeah, you can push him up. Come on, you push him up.
Come on.
Okay, here we go. Here we are. Okay. We're going to have a good time today. There we go. All right.
Why don't you all come sit over here with us? Come on, Thomas and Cheryl.
There we
are.
go. Hello, how are you?
Let's make a big half a circle here with the chairs.
Okay, here we are.
I'll keep this one.
We're going to talk to Grandma. Did you think you'd be on television today? Are you scared? Are you going to learn to do these exercises with Richard today? I think you could. I bet you could do a little exercise, couldn't you?
Come on the other side.
Okay. Grandma, put Grandma right over here.
Hi, Grandma. You'll get a little hug? Come here. How you doing? You doing good? Let's put her over here. Hi, Nathan. Hi, Lois. Look at the medal you have on. What's the medal from, Nathan?
Volleyball.
Volleyball. How wonderful. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. God bless you, too.
Okay, be right where you are.
Okay, we're going to be right here and exercise. And guys, don't sit here like totem poles. You can do these with us. We're all in chairs. We're going to be doing some wheelchair aerobics and some stretching. Tammy, sit your buns here.
I'll sit right here. I will.
Okay. Now, if you're in a wheelchair, lock your wheelchair. Okay? Is it locked? Is yours locked?
We don't want to run away on you. Okay,
And my feeling is this. Whatever is there that works, you move it.
That's good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if your neck works, you move it. If your shoulders work, you move it. If your chest works, you move it. Whatever doesn't work, you have to pick up and help it work. Make sure you see that there's a word called handicap. We don't like that word.
No.
We like the word handy-capable.
Yeah.
It's a good word.
Good word.
Okay.
Have we got the music, Mary?
Give me some nice music. Wait a minute. Hold it, wait. You know, I know. Come here, girls. So both of you, come here. Come here, you two. I know y'all can sing. Now, I want them to exercise with us. Give me 2 more chairs. Come on over here. Get 2 more chairs. Okay, sit up nice and tall. We're waiting on you two. We're waiting on you two. You asked them to get a simple chair. Here's 1 chair here, and here's another chair.
Together, Richard. Okay, here we are.
Okay, sit up nice and tall. We ready? Can we have our music now? We're going to first start by just clapping the hands. Oh, love will find a way. Good. Good. Love will really find a way. Now the head. Down. Up. Down. Stretch that neck down. And up. Down. And up. Come on, stretch it. And up. Exhale. And up. Down. And up. Now look to the side. Here we go. Side now. Front. Side. Front. Side. Front. Side. And again. Side. Front. Side. Front. Love will really find a way. Now tilt it down. Tilt. Up. Tilt. And up. Love will find a way. Side. Get that neck nice and warmed up. Side. Up. Side. Up. Back to clap. Come on. Oh, yes, it will. Love will find a way. I'll help you. I'll help you. Love will really find a way. Oh, yeah. Come on, let me hear it. Come on. Stretch. 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 Now for the shoulders. Up and down. Up and again. Get those shoulders nice and up. Love will find a way. Up. Just open up your body so this can really work. Up. Stretch. Up. Now round. Round. Take it all the way. Stretch it. Don't forget to breathe. Come on, you said it. Now you lift it. Stretch. 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 Now to the front. Front. That's it. Make sure your shoulders work. Stretch. Hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down. 2, 3, and again. Up. 2, 3, and again. Down. 1, 2, 3, and take it up. Up. 2, 3, 4, down. 2. Now take it for 2. Up. 2 and down. 2. Up. Oh, so, now I turn around, huh? And up. 2. Down. 2. Now, baby, hold it up. Hold it up. Now cross it. Cross it. Come on. I know you're sitting there. Come on. Stretch it. Stretch. What the heck's wrong with you? What the heck's wrong with you? Give it a clap. Love will find a way. Give it a clap. Come on, love will find a way. Good. 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 Come on. Stretch. 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 I turn my back. And again, stretch. And take it down. Give these people a big hand.
Oh, my. Richard, you know, that is quite a workout.
Well, our workouts are usually like 45 minutes, and then we get on the floor on a mat, do our stomach work, our bun work, our leg work, make everything move.
And so anything that can move in a wheelchair, they ought to try to move it for exercise. Anything. What do? They turn a cassette on, a tape?
Let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
One of my secretaries was going to pick up her wedding dress. She's being married in 3 days. And it was a rainy day, and a truck lost control of its truck, hit the car, and severed off her left arm. Her boyfriend canceled the wedding, and for a month, this girl stayed in the hospital and stared at a wall. So I went to go see her. She wouldn't see anybody, and I went to see her, And I brought in a specialist who fitted with the new artificial arm. And she just graduated in dance at UCLA.
Oh!
You see the miracles?
Yeah.
She's a miracle.
People want to. What you do that is so wonderful, Richard, you make people want to love themselves.
Why not? You know, for the first 19 years of my life, people used to throw food at me. They used to say ugly things because I was overweight. We sometimes don't see the person for the fat, or we don't sometimes see the person because they're missing a leg.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, unless there's a physically challenged person in your home, or in your family, or amongst your friends, we treat physically challenged people like second-class citizens. Yeah. And the reason I came on your program is because we talk so much about prayer, you and I.
Yes.
And if you do believe in God, and you do believe in your life, you can pick yourself up,
Yes, you can.
dust yourself off,
Yes, you can.
and start all over
no
again.
matter what the condition.
Absolutely.
No matter what the
Absolutely.
condition. That is marvelous. You know, Richard, I don't know, I'm going to cry.
Oh, no, cry your lashes. Oh, no. Tammy, seriously, one lash fell off was and killed somebody. No, Tammy, don't cry. Oh, no, please, the lashes come off.
Richard, I saw this little grandma over here who, that you went over and took her hands and helped her to move her hands that she couldn't move.
Why
and,
not?
But for the grace of God, there go any one of us, like you said, the girl of the car accident. Any one of us could be left in a wheelchair at any time.
You could be walking across the street.
Yeah, you
can
could.
get in your car. You can go down a ski slope, and you can end up in a hospital. Look at that poor boy that was just found in the skiing in the snow, and they had to take off both his legs.
I think I was talking to you about Joni Eareckson. And Joni Eareckson is a fabulous artist now. She paints with her, like you said, the brush in her mouth, and does beautiful artwork, and she's a writer, and she's just a fabulous young lady. She was at the top of her high school class, was about to graduate, the top of her high school class, jumped into water that she didn't know that there was anything there, went to the bottom and became a paraplegic overnight. A young girl in 2 seconds became a paraplegic. So it can happen to anyone, so we better be careful, people.
But you know who can help more than anybody is our able-bodied community sitting here. These are the people, everyone says, if they're in a bad mood, they go, I don't like my life, it's not happening right, I've had trouble in my family. If you went to a hospital or a rehabilitation center or a Down syndrome center and spent 3 hours a week working with these people, you go home at night and you feel such strength and such a zest for life.
Yes.
And you feel so good about yourself. Yes. But it's up to us, the able-bodied community sitting here.
That's right. That's
why we all do the exercises in a chair. So you have to know, if you're in a chair for the rest of your life, how would you feel?
I want to talk to this man here. How long have you been in a wheelchair?
Been 30 years.
You've been 30 years in a wheelchair. What happened?
And he's cute as he can be.
It was a diving accident.
Now, how do you stay fit?
Exercise. I go to a health club 3 times a week.
Is that right? Yeah. Now, you cannot walk at all?
No.
So do you exercise the way Richard has? Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, see, Richard doesn't be able to form...
See, there's a lot of health clubs that will not let this man in because he's in a wheelchair.
Is that true?
That's right. Yeah.
You want to hear a story? I had lost all my weight. I had lost 137 pounds. And I went to an exercise studio in California. There was an ad in the paper, join 2 years for the price of 1. And so I was just signing up, and there was a lady behind me, and she was coming with the same coupon. She was about 300 pounds. And they turned to her and said, I'm sorry, we're full. And I looked at this. I said, what do you mean you're full? What do you mean? He goes, well, we don't want that kind of person in here. Many health clubs don't have insurance. And they can't. If this man went into a regular health club,
It's
most
the
of them...
liability they're afraid of.
And if he hurt himself, he could sue. That's why we go into YMCAs, YWCAs, community centers, and hospitals around the country. We gut 1,500 square feet. We put speakers in the floor so the deaf can feel the vibration. And we make sure all of our teachers are in wheelchairs and get a salary and teach other people because that's the way life should be.
There's a lady over here, and she is beautiful, and she's right up to date in her style and her dress. And how long have you been in a wheelchair, honey?
31 years, last time I come.
Oh, you just had to beat him by 1 year.
Are you able to exercise at all? Because she looks fairly fit too, Richard. Are you able to exercise at all?
Well, talking doesn't count, I guess.
No.
What is your physical challenge?
Oh,
I don't really exercise enough, I know that.
But what is your problem?
Oh, I had polio.
Oh, she has polio.
The people we always forget about. Because we made a cure for polio. So we go, you know, the younger kids go, polio, what's that, a new...
So does your arm work, hon? This?
Halfway, this one does.
Richard, now what should she do? Because her arm only works halfway, kind of.
Well, like when we go to our spas, we would put her in the pool.
Oh, really?
And we would do stretching in kind of warm water. We would have a physical therapist
You have
there.
people there to help
But
her
she
into
can
the
still
pool.
work her neck. Can you work your legs at all? Can you lift at all?
Yeah, I can't lift them, but
Let
I
me
can,
see what you can do.
I can
Give me
pull
this.
them back, this one.
Okay. Now this arm works how much? Give me your hand.
This one, it's really just a hand.
Okay.
And there's what you call a flexor.
Okay. And this hand?
This one doesn't work.
Okay. How about, let me see this
I
leg
have
lifting.
a,
Lift.
I can't lift, but I can pull back.
Okay.
I can
and this
stand
one?
up. I can stand
So
up.
see, we would put her in the swimming pool, and even if the leg doesn't work,
It works
someone should be
about halfway.
taking her leg and bringing her leg out and stretching it, because you don't want the muscles to atrophy. That's the
Kind of
problem.
die? Is that what happens to them?
Yes, that's what happens.
I have been down to Warm Springs and, you know,
Uh-huh.
different places.
Does that seem to help? Of course, I'm sure it does.
Yes, Get your...
As long as you're moving, life is movement.
Yeah, and so just move anything that you can move then.
Anything that's there that moves, you move.
Okay, let's talk to this young man down here. How long have you been in a wheelchair?
2 years.
What happened?
Diving.
A diving. Now he had a diving accident, and you had a diving accident?
Yes.
Are you a paraplegic?
A quad.
A quad? Now, what is the difference there?
A paraplegic has use of their arms.
And you have no use of your arms.
Just one arm.
Just one
So
arm.
what we do with quadriplegics is we have large 10-foot air mattresses. And we place the quadriplegic person on the mattress, bounce the mattress to get their heart rate up. So this man can sweat without ever having to move his body, because with the force that we give the air mattress, it bounces his body and it makes his heart aerobic, you know? And so there's still, I mean, we have, I have a friend named Doug Ayer. Maybe you've heard of him. He's on this week he appears on the box of Wheaties all over. And he was in a diving accident. He was a lifeguard, and somebody was faking dying, and he dove in and he broke his neck. So he's paralyzed from the waist down. He went to law school. He is now a lawyer in New Jersey, and he now deals with people who have new accidents. So no matter what position you are challenge-wise, you're still alive, and there's still so many things you can do. I just went to the VA hospital in San Francisco, 400 men, many who had lost their legs and arms in the war, and they began writing. And they got jobs at newspaper offices and magazines. Whatever works, continue to work it. That's what life's all about.
What do you do? What do you do to keep yourself challenged and mentally alert and all?
I go to the hospital for therapy 3 times a week. And,
Do you read? Do you...
yes, I'm going to be an evangelist.
Is that right?
Hey!
Way to go, man. Woo! That's what it's all about. It's all about.
You know, you may not be able to move your legs,
Or your arms.
and you may not be able to move your arms, but you can move your heart. And with your heart, you can move everybody else around you. And that's why we must. Don't cry again.
Well, Grandma's cried, so I can
Oh, she
cry
has
with...
cried the whole
I'm crying, Grandma.
Bottom line is, and I say this to all of you who are able-bodied and you who are physically challenged, don't make fun of people. Don't put anybody down. Take everybody as a human being. Don't judge them. Love them. And do the best with your life. That's what's going to stop the war and the agony and the horror that's happening in our country. If everyone talked and communicated and got along and loved each other,
Yes.
this would be a happy and healthy world to build.
It sure would. It sure would. So there is life. There is life after an accident.
There is.
Honey, Richard did it. I didn't. But there can be life after an accident. There can be life then after a deformity. There can be life after all this hurting.
As long as they have our support.
Yes.
If they have our support, that's why I really beg you all, buy this Reach for Fitness book so
Yes,
that we can open
please
these
do.
studios for people. It would mean a lot.
I wish every one of our people would go out to their bookstore.
And don't let anybody tell you it's all easy, because airplanes are late, and it's hard when you can walk good.
Vestal just got here. Vestal got here. And she has her jumpsuit on.
She has my jumpsuit on.
Isn't that cute?
Oh, my
Good
goodness.
for you. And if these people and the people you've been talking to think that just because they've got problems, that they're the only ones. We have problems, too. People that can use all their limbs have problems. Nobody said life is always ha-ha funny, but you can make it.
That's the truth. That's the
right.
truth. Well, Richard, could we do a few little exercises just for all of our people out in the audience? Could we all stand up and just
Come
do
on,
a few little
stand up.
exercises
Let's go.
together? Come on. All right.
Let's go. Come on. Everybody, come on out. Get a long line. Get a long line. Hey! Get your hands up. Hands up. Spread out. Oh, yeah! Stretch, stretch, stretch. Come on now. One. Stretch. Take them down. Down. Up. Come on. Down. Up. And again. Down. Up. Oh, yeah. Stretch it. Down. Up. Oh, stretch it to that man upstairs. Down. Good, Lois. Good, Lois. Down. And up. Down. Up. Down. Hold them up. Hold them up. Down. Down. Stretch. 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 Come on. Come on. How you doing back here? Stretch. Good. Good. Come on, stretch those hands. My goodness, you had that fork in those hands. You might as well stretch them. Take it to the side again. Side. Side. Take care of every part of your body. Side. Stretch it. Side. 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 I'm watching you, sir. I'm watching you, sir. It does. What does it do? Give me a clap again. Come on. Woo! Stretch those on. One little arm. It's okay. Little stretch. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Give our audience a big hand. Woo! Sit down, sit down.
You can make it. This trial you're going through, God's gonna show you just what to do. You can make it. You can make it. I don't care what's going wrong. You guys won't let it last too long. But you're not in this thing alone. You can make it. Now you can make it. You can make it. This trial you're going through, God's gonna show you just what to do. You can make it. Make it. I don't care what's going wrong. You guys won't let it last too long. But you're not in this thing alone. You can make it. You can make it. Come on. You can make it. Oh, this trial you're going through, you guys gonna show you just what to do. You can make it. You can make it. I don't care what's going wrong. You guys won't let it last too long. You're not in this thing alone. We want to thank Joni Eareckson Tada for being with us today. Oh, the lamb was delicious. Wasn't that wonderful? The smell was unbelievably great. And we want to thank Richard Simmons. We love you, Richard, and we want to thank him for being with us and challenging the physically challenged today. Well, we got to talk about something, singers, and we're going to talk today about the Family Heritage Club, the Bunkhouse. that is the most exciting thing I think we've done at PTL for a long time, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's great because it's very inexpensive,
Yes.
but it's a good place to stay. It's high quality. Everything here is very high quality wherever you stay. You get to stay for 3 days and 2 nights.
That's right.
$500 per membership,
Yes.
and 2 memberships per family.
And how
It's a
many,
great deal.
let's see, they hold how many? Six people.
Sleep 6.
Sleep 6 people, so it's a great thing for a family to do, isn't it? I think, a lot of things that the family can't do if they have to have $1,000, they have to, do everything on top of that. But this way they can come and a whole family can be together and it can be a wonderful time. Now, they're almost gone.
It's right in the middle of Farm
It's right in the middle of Farm Village, so the kids will love it, won't they?
Yeah, it'd be great.
But they're almost gone, and so if you want to become a member of the bunkhouse, you need to do so right away. You call 1-704-554-6000. You can put it on a charge account, or else you can just let us know that you're going to do it, and so that we can save one of those for you. And if you'd like to just write us, it's Jim Bakker, Charlotte, North Carolina, 28279. But it's almost over. The bunkhouses are almost sold out. Your family can spend 3 days and 2 nights, the rest of your life, at the bunkhouse. Join us.
Guests to the Jim Bakker program stay at the beautiful Heritage Grand Partner Center. To make a reservation,